So the IPL 2020 begins, and the first big match will be between the Chennai Super Kings and the Mumbai Indians. It will be a big ticket match because on one hand you have Captain Cool MS Dhoni with an impeccable record as a captain in the IPL. On the other hand is Mumbai Indians. They have done very well, having won 4 IPL titles over a period of time. Rohit Sharma, again, a cool, calm, composed man, will be leading the MI team. Let's have a quick look at their strengths, their weaknesses, perceived, if any, and obviously the main focus of discussion will also be the heat of the UAE and the conditions that will be on ground. What are the kind of pitches that they may be facing? And on that, there have been a couple of voices coming in, not too very clear. There is a possibility that the spinners might get a bigger advantage. It might not be a very high scoring game, but we'll have to wait for that. So let's begin with the Chennai Super Kings. Let's take a quick look at what they have to offer. So one of the first observations is that if the IPL 2020 had been held in India, the Chennai Super Kings would have had an immediate big advantage because they are very familiar with the conditions and they would have played quite a few of their matches in Chennai. That's not going to happen. So there is that what they say is there is a transfer of advantage to whom we'll have to wait and see. CSK has had a bit of a problem ever since they went in there. Remember, Suresh Raina exited from the IPL. There is still a question mark whether he might be returning or not. We are not very sure about that, but there was a bit of a spat. There was one thought process which was reported, which was basically that he wasn't happy with his room. He wanted a room with his balcony, which was obviously later denied. There was a bit of a rift between him and Dhoni. That is surprising because both are thick as thieves. They are great friends. The second part, of course, was very unfortunate that Suresh Raina's uncle and one other family member was killed in an attack in Punjab in their village while they were sleeping at night. It was a robbery. That was extremely unfortunate, and Suresh said that that really put him off, and he said that his family had been slaughtered. It brought Captain Amrinder Singh, Punjab Chief Minister, into play, who basically assured him, and of course later, very recently, some arrests have been made in that connection. But Suresh Raina is, for the time being, out of the IPL, so that leaves a gap. An excellent fielder within the ring, a very good batsman, and a pretty useful utility bowler. Who will take his place remains to be seen, but there is talk that Ravindra Jadeja would be the one to fill in. Also, this is the only team that got hit by the coronavirus. They got their main bowler, Deepak Chahar, was hit, and also quite a few of the support staff members were hit by the virus. That was quite a biggish setback to begin with, but they have bounced back. So apart from Dhoni, they have Faf du Plessis, Shane Watson, Dwayne Bravo, Ravindra Jadeja and Imran Tahir. They are all likely to they play the crucial roles. Watson, a very good all-rounder. Dwayne Bravo comes in, does his magic in the death overs. Ravindra Jadeja, one of the best all-rounders in the world. Faf du Plessis with his batting and also his astute captaincy for the South Africans is known to pull his weight in the game. If we look at the IPL records so far, where the Chennai Super Kings are concerned, 165 total matches played, 165, won 100, which is huge. The percentage is huge. They have lost only 63, tied 1, and there was no result in 1. They have won 3 titles, 3 IPL titles, and those titles came in 2010, 2011, and 2018, and they have been runners-up quite a few times. So it's a magnificent record that the CSK has. Who would Dhoni be looking at as a bit of a playmaker? There is talk of Ruturaj Gaikwad, who has done very well in domestic cricket, and he's just 22 years old. He's supposed to be a very fine batsman. So there are quite a bit of expectation from him. Obviously, Dhoni has seen something in him. That is why he was pulled into the side. And there is a lot riding on him. Ambati, Rayudu and Kedar, Jadhav need to step up. For Ambati, Rayudu, after all the controversy of the 2019 World Cup where he wasn't picked, This is an opportunity for redemption. What can he do? He is a very fine player. We all know that. Kedar, Jadhav with his utility spin and batting later down the order also has a good chance, because if these two guys don't fire, they might not get another IPL again. Age is not really on their side. Harbhajan Singh, aka Bhaji, is out because he opted out of the IPL. They might not miss him much because they have Piyush Chawla, the leggy, Imran Tahir, another leggy, Mitchell Santner, left arm spin, Karn Sharma, another leggy, and of course Jadeja. So there are quite a few options that Dhoni has. It's up to him to do a mix and match. The pace attack looks good. Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur are the two names who might be opening the attack. Then there is Sam Curran, Ngidi and Hazelwood. So it might be a combination of these 4 to 5 players. Of course, where the opening attack is concerned, Ngidi or Hazelwood might also be choices which Dhoni might have, and he might look at them. As a captain, Dhoni has played 174 matches, the most in the history of the IPL. He has 104 wins. So out of 174, 104 wins, 69 losses and 1 no result. He has the best win percentage at 60.11, which is the highest for anyone who has led their team in 30 or more IPL matches. So as usual, Dhoni scores in that department. Let's move on to the Mumbai Indians. They have been the most successful franchise. They have won 4 titles so far: 2013, 15, 17 and 19. The coach is Mahela Jayawardena, and he brings an enormous experience to play. A contemporary batsman, one of the greatest in the game. So he forms a pretty effective combination between Rohit Sharma and the rest of the boys, and he has a pretty good rapport with them. So they are one of the most consistent sides, and their stats speak for themselves. Mumbai Indians have the second best win percentage of 57.75 behind Chennai Super Kings. Rohit Sharma is Mumbai Indians' top run getter with 3,700 plus runs from 139 innings at a very healthy average. He has scored 128 50s and possesses an excellent strike rate. Lasith Malinga will be missed by them because you know the magic that he could create in the death overs with all his variations, with the slower ones, the slower bouncer. It was absolutely magnificent, but unfortunately for MI, he won't be there. If we look at the MI IPL record so far, 187 matches played so far, a win of 107, they have lost 78, and 4 titles to their credit, as I had mentioned. So that's a fantastic record to have. Some interesting facts about MI. They are the only team that have won more wins than losses against CSK, the most consistent team in the IPL. More wins than losses against CSK. Now that is a point to remember. Rohit Sharma has amassed 1,700 plus runs from 61 innings, and obviously excels at playing at the Wankhede Stadium. Of course, it won't be happening this year. Mumbai Indians are the only team in the history of the tournament to have taken 1,000 plus wickets. Now that's very interesting because it shows, having taken 1,000 plus wickets in the history of the IPL, their bowling attack is very incisive, it's very diverse, and it is something that one should never forget as a major punch that they pack. There have been 5-wicket hauls recorded in the Mumbai Indians jersey so far, the most among all the teams. I'll repeat this point: 4 5-wicket hauls, which means that one guy has taken, a single bowler has taken a fifer 4 times. Of course, the bowlers have changed, but it shows how effective their bowling attack has been. They have bowled 34 maidens in the league, the most by any team. Again, which indicates the choke that they have, the ability to strangle the other side for runs. Of course, there's a bit of a dubious stat which says that MI is the only team to have bowled 100 plus no balls in the tournament so far. They need to probably look at that. Looking at Rohit Sharma's captaincy, he was earlier a player with the Deccan Chargers, and Lakshman really praised him because he said that apart from his batting, he brought a lot of composure. He could contribute to team meetings. He could look at strategy. He contributed a lot, and that was the beginning of the way he evolved as a captain for the MI franchise, and a very successful captain. Mahila Jayawardene says that Rohit might come across as an instinctive captain, but all his decisions are weighed carefully after gathering a lot of information about opponents. Jayawardene also says that even though everyone thinks he's instinctively making those calls, but that information is there. So it just shows that there is a lot of preparation. Everything is not just by instinct. He might look very cool and easygoing, but obviously the preparation is there, and they follow a certain strategy very closely with the team management, which may not be the case with some other captains, and which also brings into my mind that Rohit Sharma might be an excellent future captain material after Virat Kohli. And even before that happens, in some formats, can Rohit Sharma be the captain, which India might be thinking about? That is a wait and watch point. Jayawardene also said that we are very particular about how we want to prepare. We've been spot on. The credit goes to the entire team management. And he also gives a lot of credit to the captain. Harsha Bhogle paid a lot of credit to Rohit Sharma by calling him an outstanding captain. Anybody who delivers 4 IPL titles in 7 seasons is fantastic. Of course, over and above, the way Rohit Sharma bats is absolutely beautiful. And we saw that in the 2019 World Cup. It's a travesty that India lost their way against New Zealand in that ill-fated match. But the way Rohit Sharma batted right through, his calmness, his ability to hit cricket shots, and when he wants to change gears, the magnificent way that he can do is for all to see. Last but not the least, I have a hunch that when CSK take on MI in the first opening match, there is a possibility that Mumbai Indians might have the edge for a couple of reasons. One is the fact that this is not on familiar home ground. This is on alien territory, so it's even Stevens for both sides. Between Dhoni and Rohit, who can outwit the other strategically. And third, where the bowling attack is concerned, far more settled and diverse, I would say the Mumbai Indians do have an advantage. CSK have gone through troubled times mentally with Suresh Raina and all that other stuff happening with COVID hitting them. Are they rattled or not? Will Dhoni be able to calm their players down? Stephen Fleming is an old hand as their coach, but I would still say some advantage would go to MI. Let's wait and watch.